Hi guys, I'm Jingo Crochet, and in today's video I'll be sharing with you all of the crochet wearable items that I've made in the past 2 years. I'll be sharing with you each item in order from the very first item that I made up until the most recent item. And for reference, I started crocheting June 25th, 2021, and this video is mostly just to kind of showcase how I've progressed personally through my crochet journey. Okay, so this was the very first crochet top I ever made, and it's not that great. Like, I mean, it's cute, I think, when you look at it, but when you wear it and you feel it, I hate it. It's made out of 100% acrylic yarn, which is not a very good yarn to make for something that you would probably be wearing during like the summer. And it's also not like a very soft acrylic, so it's kind of itchy, and yeah, but it's really simple. And surprisingly, I don't think this is the worst thing I've made, even though it's the very first thing that I made. But I think if I were to make this again, I would definitely make it with a completely different yarn, because acrylic yarn gets very hot. So wearing something that gets so warm during like summer or something is not really the greatest idea. And yeah, it's not really soft. It's kind of itchy. I kind of hate wearing it. I honestly haven't put it on, I think, since I first made it. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And I think when I made it, I was like, oh, it's my blueberry whipped cream top, because it's kind of like what it looked like, or the vibes it gave off. But that's that one. Let's move on to the next top. Here's top number 2. This is the second top I ever made. Again, I also made it out of acrylic yarn because that was the only yarn that I had. And it's cute, but again, making like a summer top out of acrylic yarn, not a great idea. I have no idea what stitch I used. Even when I look at it now, like I don't really know what it is. I think I remember when I made it looking up like different crochet stitches, and I wanted to try them out, so I would make tops, and that was what I did with this one. So I don't even know what it is, but it's cute. It's a top. But I did try to actually put sleeves on this thing. And I'll show a photo here of what that kind of looked like. It really didn't turn out well. Also, I called this one my raspberry whipped cream top because for some reason I had to name everything that I was making. But yeah, anyways, moving on to the next item. So the third item that I made was a patchwork cardigan. And, which was, mind you, very, very ambitious. It's also kind of small, like, it's like a cropped cardigan, which, you know. Oh, I also put buttons on it. This is the first thing, and I think the only thing that I've ever put buttons on, other than a bag, actually. I did make a custom bag for someone recently, but otherwise as like a clothing item, this is the first and only thing that I've ever put buttons on. So, and they're kind of uneven. Like, you can't really button it. Like, if I button this, it's kind of too close, and it kind of just looks silly. Bye. It just, yeah, it looks like that. Because this was the like first cardigan I ever made, I had no idea how much yarn I would need. I bought one of each color. This is all acrylic. I don't remember exactly what acrylic yarn I used, but I do have like some progress photos that I'll kind of put here to show you like what the process was. I was following a YouTube tutorial, kind of, just sort of using it as like a guideline for how to make the cardigan. And I'll put that down here probably somewhere of whose tutorial I was kind of going off of. But yeah, I bought like one ball of white, one ball of pink, one ball of purple, and one ball of blue. And that was not enough. So I bought 4 balls of yarn to make a cardigan, and that was not enough. At least with this thin yarn. The whole thing, I think, is made with, I think, half double crochets. Honestly, I can't really, I think I used half double crochets, but yeah, I basically made a bunch of squares and then I sewed all those squares together. This thing took so long. I honestly don't think I would ever make a patchwork cardigan again because of how long it took, and it didn't really turn out how I liked. It also, like I kind of had to freestyle the sleeves because I did want like big puffy sleeves like this. Like I do really like the sleeves. I just don't really like the body of the cardigan. And the buttons are honestly more so for decoration than actually to be used. But it's not too bad when I have it down, I guess. I don't know. I should tilt this down a little bit more. There we go. But it's okay. Definitely a very ambitious project for a third clothing item to make, I guess. But oh, also, I didn't really mention this, but the other 2 tops that I made, I totally just freestyled. I wasn't like going off of like following someone else's pattern. I was kind of just playing around with things and would test out to see if it fit and stuff. But I did use a pattern on a few of my tops. So I will mention if I do use a pattern. Like this I kind of loosely went off of a video tutorial. But because of the sleeve situation, I kind of just freestyled it. And I think I freestyled the rim edge thing. I don't really remember. And I definitely freestyled the buttons. Like, this is not how you put buttons on. It's not. I feel like I could rip them off, but I don't know. We'll go on to the next clothing item. So the 4th item I ever made was this thing. It's kind of like I feel like there's a name for these. They're like mini cardigans that you would normally put over like a dress or something. I don't know, but this is what it looks like. I didn't follow a pattern. Well, not technically. I found a stitch that I thought was cool. It was this like shell stitch in a crochet pattern book that I have, and I wanted to try it out, and I was like, oh, how cool would it be if I made like a little cardigan or something with it. So that's what I did. This is made with Trubu yarn in like kind of like a rusty orange color. I don't know the name of it because I don't have the yarn anymore, but it's this like rusty orange color, and it looks like this. I can't remember if I wanted to put a button going across like that or not, or if I just left it, because otherwise it just curls, because it's like, I don't know, it's kind of a strange shape, because I didn't really know how people did like this shoulder bit. Like, it's honestly, I don't even know how I made this. It's really weird how it's made. So it's kind of like tight right here, but I think it's cute. Like, it's very like fall Halloween-ish, which is why I like it. And I have actually worn this a few times before, so I do wear some of my crochet items, but not really the first 3, and some upcoming ones I also don't really wear, but you'll see those. Yeah, pretty cute. I don't know, not much to say about this. It is nice and soft. I like True Blue yarn. But yeah, we'll move on to the next item. So the 5th item I made was this tank top. So this is what it looks like on. For this one, I followed one of Shenda DIY's tutorials, and I definitely did something wrong because it's like there's like a weird gappy part here, and it's not like that on this side. Like, it's just very strange. I also, because it like didn't fit right, I don't think because this is when I kind of fell in love with the True Blue yarn, because I made that little cardigan previously, and then I was like, oh, I really like how this feels. So I thought I'd try it on a different top and that I would actually follow a tutorial. So this was my first time actually like really following a tutorial for a clothing piece. And it turned out like pretty good. This is I think, oh yeah, it used the moss stitch here, and then it used something else here, but I don't know. It's cute, but it really doesn't give me, like, I did not give myself a lot of space to hide some things. Like, I feel like things are gonna pop out. So yeah, it's cute. I don't really wear this one because it's so, like, I'm so worried that I'm gonna flash somebody, but yeah, I don't know. We'll go on to the next one. Okay, so this next item I made was my attempt at a crochet bikini, I guess, or bikini top. It looks like this. I also used True Blue yarn, and this was like really testing the limits of True Blue yarn to see if I could make something that I could swim in. And I think it was because, oh yeah, I saw, I don't know who it was, but I saw a YouTuber that said they make swimsuits out of this yarn. So I was like, oh, you can do that? So I did it, and it looks like this. I'll try it on. Okay, so here it is on. A few things about this. When I first made this, I wanted this part to actually lay flat, and I just didn't know how to do that at the time. So it's like weird and like frilly here. The cups are nice. I do like it. It's very like not see-through. I believe I just used single crochets. And yeah, this is also True Blue yarn. I think I mentioned that already, but it is really nice. I've actually gone swimming with it, I think twice now, and I've machine washed and dried it also twice. I think 2 or maybe 3 times, I think, actually. And it still feels like really soft and everything, but it did get like a tiny bit fuzzy, especially on these little frilly bits here from drying it. But it's like, it's not like a bad fuzz, you know? It doesn't pill. That is one thing about this yarn. It doesn't pill. Like, I've never seen it pill. It just like fuzzes a little. The way, like, getting this thing on isn't as easy, because I kind of, like, when I first made it, this bottom band was like too loose, and you can tell it like will sag, which is really annoying. So I put this like string here, like I threaded it through so that I could tighten it, but I like triple knotted it for some reason. So it's like stuck in this one like position. It's very like loose, but it kind of still fits. I don't know. And then I just like tie this part. So getting it on is kind of annoying. Like, it's kind of like weird and tight and loose in strange places, but I still think it's cute. I'd honestly love to like remake a crochet bikini top, because I think it could turn out a lot better now that I'm a bit more skilled. I did attempt to make matching bottoms for this, but that was like not happening. It just did not work out. I didn't really know what I was doing, and the sizing wasn't working at all. But yeah, I think this is pretty good for my 6th item. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But yeah, I'll go on to the next item. The other thing to mention about making a crochet bathing suit is that it takes forever to dry. So that's why I would just recommend throwing it in the washing machine and then putting it in the dryer, because otherwise it will not dry. And it does get very heavy, like noticeably heavier than a bathing suit when you go swimming. So I guess keep that in mind. Even though this yarn, like Trubu yarn, is quite light on its own, I think it's just the nature of it being crocheted, because you have so much fabric here compared to like a traditional bathing suit. So for the bathing suit, the only pattern that I guess I followed was just to make the like bra cup. I don't know exactly whose pattern because they're all really similar, but if you look up like crochet bra cup, you'll probably find a lot that are show you how to do that. And then the rest, like I think this stitch, whatever this was something that I had in one of my crochet books, and I just tried to do it on here and it turned out kind of weird. But yeah, otherwise I kind of just freestyled the rest. The 7th and 8th items that I made, I no longer have anymore because I dislike them so much that I unraveled them, unfortunately. But I'll show some photos here of the 7th item that I first made. This was like a crochet, like white and yellow, I think I called it like my banana whipped cream top. I don't even know. But it looks like this. I definitely did something kind of funky with the pattern. I don't really know. I also just freestyled this top. I think I was trying to use a different stitch or something, and it, like, I must have messed up somewhere. I don't really know what I did, but it looks like that, you know. And for the 8th item, I made these shorts, also with the same yarn. This yarn that I used, it was a, for the top and for these shorts, was a like baby yarn. I'll see if I can also put a photo somewhere here of the yarn that I used. It's not really good for clothing at all, to be honest. I wouldn't recommend it, at least not for clothing you're gonna wear. I have machine washed and dried it, and it turned out fine, even though on the label it tells you not to do that, which is weird because it's 100% polyester yarn, so it shouldn't like shrink or change or anything. But I did test that out, and it turned out fine. But I just didn't really like how heavy this yarn was for the items that I was making. Like, I don't think making a summer type of top was good, and same with making the shorts. I just feel like the shorts, oh, the pattern I used for I did follow a pattern for the shorts. I followed Brunette to Cality's crochet shorts pattern. It's a great pattern. I just didn't really, I know that I made it in a way that it didn't fit right with me. And I realized, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna wear these. It's not really even the style of shorts that I typically wear, so I ended up just scrapping and undoing both of those items, and now I still have the yarn and I don't really know what to use it for. So for the 9th item that I made, it is this spiderweb top. So this is the spiderweb top. I believe this pattern is by Passion Knits on YouTube. I actually really like this top. I think this is such a creative idea, and it's my only like spooky Halloween top I've ever made. And I had like this yarn. This is an acrylic yarn, so it's okay for it because it's Halloween and it's colder in October. And then this black trim and this white part is made out of cotton yarn. And yeah, I think it looks really cool, really cute. I definitely get a lot of compliments when I wear this one during Halloween because it's so, like, it's so, I don't know, it just looks so cool. But yeah, one of my favorite tops. Oh, and I think this was, yeah, this was like the third top I ever made following a pattern, and I would say this was the best top I made following a pattern at that time. Like, this was the first time I made a top following someone else's pattern, and it like actually turned out well for me, which was not a common thing for some reason. But yeah, really like it. Now I'll show you the next. Okay, so crochet top number 10 is this one. And this one, I was actually trying to go off of, or like recreate Mariah Carey's Heartbreaker top. I'll put some kind of reference photos here of what that looks like. I definitely made it a little too small for me because I was running out of yarn. I kind of want to recreate this one if I can with better yarn and so that it fits me better, because it's kind of a little small, but I do really like it. And I didn't follow a pattern for this. I literally just took like a bunch of screenshots from her music video at the time, and I was just kind of going off of what I was seeing to recreate it. I even tried to look up like who the original like artist was who made her top, but I couldn't find anything. I saw a lot of other like people trying to recreate it and stuff, I think, at the time, but or like ones that you could buy online or whatever, but I had no idea who actually made it or if there was an actual pattern for it. But yeah, I just freestyled this one. I do like how it turned out. Like, I think if I altered this a little bit and made it better, I guess, made it so that it actually like fit properly, then it would actually be really cute. And I love Mariah Carey, so yeah, that's this one. I used the Capri yarn. I don't know, I'll put a photo here of the yarn that I use. I forget the name of it, but it's like a blend of like, I think polyester and cotton or something, but it is really nice for wearables. I have made some more tops with this same yarn, but I will say it doesn't really machine wash and dry very well if you wear it a lot. It does pill, so keep that in mind. But let's see, number 11. Okay, so this is item number 11. I made this with True Boo yarn again, and it's so soft. I freestyled the whole thing. I was kind of just like, I had an idea of like what kind of top I had in mind, and then I just went at it. And yeah, I did like a shell stitch for this part so that it would kind of go faster. And then this is just like rows of, I think, double crochets, or they might be half double, I'm not really sure. And then I made it like taper so that it would create like a V neck in a way, and then also taper here so that it kind of creates an armpit part, I don't know. And then there's like straps that go crossing in the back. But yeah, I really like this top actually. I do wear it quite often, and it's a top that I feel like is not just a crop top, because I definitely kind of made a lot of more cropped tops before this one, and this is my first top that, I think the only top actually, well, not yet, but yeah, at the time the only top that I made that was like a long flowy top. I think I used 2 balls of the True Boo yarn, so it did eat up quite a lot of yarn, but it's really nice. I do really like it. I kind of want to make more tops like this because I don't really have very many, but we'll see. Okay, so here's number 12. I definitely feel like this was one of my more like kind of failed attempts, I guess. I used 100% cotton yarn, and I kind of wanted like a similar flowy top to the last top I showed you. But this yarn is just, it's like too heavy, you know? It's not like a good flowy yarn. And I also, like, I completely just freestyled this one. I didn't really have a plan for it. But I don't really know. I don't really like it, but I don't really know what to do with it. And then I put these things here so that I could, like, cinch it, but it just looks weird. Like if I cinch it like that and then, I don't know, put a bow. It's just like, I don't know. I don't really like it that much, but it's not really something I will wear. It's kind of just been folded up and sitting in my closet. So, yeah. On to the next top. Okay, here's the 13th item that I made. This was also made with 100% cotton yarn, but it definitely works better with like a cropped top as opposed to trying to make something that's like flowy. And I really like this top. I actually wear it like to markets and stuff pretty often because it's so like breathable. Cotton's a nice like breathable yarn, so, and it washes really well. Like I've machine washed this a few times and it's come out really nicely. I didn't follow a pattern for this, I don't think. I just made these granny squares. It is a little weird and baggy back here, but it works. And then I think I followed a cup pattern, but I don't know what cup pattern I followed. And yeah, I just like put it all together. And if it fits really well, it's like I'm not worried that anything's gonna like pop out when I wear this, which is nice. Like it's a good market top. Very good. But yeah, I'll show you guys the next topic. Okay, so this is top number 14. This is another favorite of mine. I just freestyled it all. I had an idea where I wanted like little flowers to be all over it. So that's what I did with this one. So I made like these little like flowers and I sewed them on. I get a lot of compliments when I wear this one at markets too, so it's pretty good. It's made out of the same like capri yarn that I used for the Mariah Carey Heartbreaker top. And yeah, it's really nice. It looks like, has like, I made it like a racer back right there, and then I put like a little trim around everything. And again, this top I always feel like I can do a lot in and not be worried about things popping out and stuff. And yeah, very good market top as well. Okay, so here's item number 15. This one, I don't know. I attempted to make a dress. This is the first and only dress I've ever made. I don't even wear dresses. I honestly, I don't really know why. I don't know why. I clearly didn't learn, I guess, from the green top. What was this? This top that I made that I was complaining about it not being flowy because it's made out of the same cotton yarn. And for some reason I made a dress out of that same yarn that was not good for making flowy things. So that's what we have here. It's kind of like a tennis dress, sort of. Not really. I don't know. yeah, it took a pretty long time to make, and I've never worn it out. I don't really have anywhere to wear it out, and it's not really like a thing I would wear to a market either, so I just kind of have it. And I don't really know what to do with it. I'm also like, I don't really like this yarn, so even if I were to unravel it all, I honestly would have no idea what I would use the yarn for. So I kind of just have it. I think I called this my like lily pad dress because it was green, and these reminded me of lily pads. They're also like too big, but like also too small at the same time. Because yeah, I think I like tried to make them long, but it did something weird here, as you can see. Like it's like weird, it's like pinched right here. And then this part, I was trying out a lot of different I guess like crochet patterns that I have in my book, like different stitches is I guess I was trying out different stitches, and this was one of them. So this whole dress I just like freestyled. I wasn't going off of someone else's pattern for it. And yeah, I think I did treble crochets for like this skirt part here. This like weird part here was just a different stitch, and same with this, just a different stitch. And then I tried to like do something different with the cups, and it just didn't turn out right. It's just a weird thing. We just try and forget about this dress. Okay, so for item number 16, I decided to torture myself again and make a cardigan. I used Bernat Velvet in the shade Mushroom. And I do really like how this one turned out. However, like it is really soft. It's very soft and warm, and it does feel very luxurious because it's that like velvety yarn. But upon further research on this yarn is that how do I say this? It worms. That sounds really weird and gross, but basically what happens is if you machine wash this yarn, and I think maybe dry it, I don't know, sometimes like little loops will get pulled up and it'll look like little worms. And I've seen videos of this, of like people testing out washing their blankets and stuff, because I think that's what this yarn's like marketed as primarily, is for blankets, you know, Bernat blanket, velvet yarn, whatever, right? But yeah, I haven't washed this yet. I think I've only worn it like maybe twice because it's kind of hot now and I only wear it during the winter. But I do really like it. It's like a teddy bear kind of color. Very soft and cuddly. Very cute. It's the only brown cardigan I have. And I'll put the user, like the Instagram person who I was kind of like inspired by, and also the pattern I used. It was a free pattern. I'll also put that somewhere here because I don't remember it off the top of my head, but really cute. It did take a very long time. I actually bought this yarn, like I bought like 5 balls of it because I thought it was gonna take 5 balls, like the big balls of yarn, and I think it literally only took like 1.5 maybe, or it might have been like 2.5 or something. So I had so much of this yarn left over, and I still have it left over, but now I make like little teddy bear keychains with it, which is honestly like a better thing to make it with. Making plushies with Bernat velvet yarn is a lot nicer, and you don't have to worry about the worming because the stitches are a lot tighter, whereas with something like this, I think I used double crochet or half double, I'm not sure. So you're kind of risk the worming situation, but it's very nice, very soft. I'm kind of sweating in it because, you know, it's the summer and I don't want to wear cardigans right now, but yeah, we'll go on to the next one. I keep forgetting what number I'm on, and I always have to look back at the last clip to see what number I say so that I could remember to say the next number. But yeah, I'll show you the next. Okay, so item number 17, because I made a cardigan last time, I thought, why not make 2 in a row? So that's what I did. I made another cardigan, but this one is a cropped cardigan on purpose. I used, I think it was like Karen Cloud Cakes, and it was in this like really light purple yarn. I really like how this looks. I really wish that I would stop saying really all the time. No, I do wish that they actually came out with more colors that aren't like crazy. From what I remember, I think like Karen Cloud Cakes, they had these like bright neon colors, and then they had this one solid color that was this purple. But I do wish they came out with like some neutral colors, like a beige, a brown, a white in their cloud cakes, especially a white. A white would be so pretty in their cloud, the soft cloudness. It's 100% acrylic, or no, polyester. It's 100% polyester yarn. I think you can machine wash it and dry it. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I am a little worried because I feel like this type of yarn, if you see, I feel like it might kind of mat together. It just kind of gives me that vibe that it would do that. But I'll try it on. I did use a pattern for this. I'm trying to think. I think I used Shenda DIY's pattern. Yeah. So this one actually turned out really nice. And oh my god, this cardigan is the warmest thing I've ever made. Like, that first cardigan I made, my first ever one, this like acrylic one, is warm, but this yarn isn't as thick. And then this polyester one, which mind you, these are both polyester, but this one not as warm as this thing. This thing is like, it feels like I'm wearing a winter jacket. It's so hot. And I made it during the winter. And even I would sweat in it. Like, and I'm someone who gets so cold so easily. So this thing is like a heater. It's insane. And I did make, like, I have the really big bell sleeves on this thing. But yeah, no buttons this time because I don't think it needs buttons. I like how it looks on its own, but it makes you sweat so much. Yeah, we'll go on to the next item. Here is item number 18. This is definitely one of my favorite items I've ever made. I used Trubu yarn in like a icy blue and a 3mm hook. This is the first time I ever used a 3mm hook to crochet a top. And I used one of Shenda DIY's patterns. And it's so cute. It did take a really long time to make though, for like a short top. I think because the frilly bits have so much yarn, so it does take a while. And then also the straps are kind of deceiving because it, like, all of this, you have to like attach the yarn again to do it. So it does take quite a while. The only issue I have with this top is that there is no support and you definitely risk flashing people. So yeah, there is this tie bit that's it. No matter like how much you like tighten it or anything like that, you still kind of risk because it's a very loose top. But it does fit and it's definitely one of my favorites. And I'll show you guys the last and final item that I've crocheted for clothing. And then I'll show you guys some honorable mentions, because I did make some that weren't for me. They were actually for some friends, and they're interesting items. Yeah. Here is the last and final item, number 19. So this is a top that I made most recently. If you haven't seen the video that I made making it, check that out. I kind of go through sort of the process of what I was doing, what I was thinking, what I was planning, and then what I ended up with. But yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Because I used a 3mm hook on the last top, and I really liked how that turned out, I decided to do the same with this one. I used a Capri Tencel for the first time, and I do like how that yarn feels. I've never washed it yet, so I'll see, maybe I'll update in like a future video or something on how that turns out. I am thinking of like making a video testing out different yarns and machine washing and drying them, and kind of give you yarns that I would use for clothing and maybe yarns that I would not use, you know. But yeah, this was my like Barbie inspired top. I completely freehanded it, so I didn't go off of any patterns or anything. And the best thing about this one is that it is reversible. I can reverse it. So now that thing's in the back, and then I can have this part in the front, which is really cool because I don't have any tops, like even like besides crochet tops, even the tops that I have in my closet, I don't have anything like that. So I think that's kind of cool that I made one. But yeah, it's super cute. And I'll show you guys the honorable mentions that I made that didn't really make this cut because I don't have them personally. I gave them to my friends and they're interesting. Okay, honorable mention number 1 would be these socks that I made for my boyfriend. These are the first socks I ever made, and for whatever reason I thought I could do it without a pattern. Like I could just wing crocheting socks, and yeah, that's how they turned out. It's interesting. He does still have them, and he does still wear them. They are also, if you may recognize, the same yarn. They are made out of the same yarn that I used to make my first ever top, which is this very scratchy acrylic. But actually the acrylic yarn did soften up a lot when you machine wash and dry it, so maybe doing that to this would be good, but I don't really care. He does wear them only in the winter, and they look like boots when you put them on. They just look so silly and dumb, but yeah, he's cute for keeping them in his drawer and actually wearing them. And honorable mention number 2 would be this tube top that I made for my friend. And this was actually the reason I bought that like white and yellow yarn that I used for the other top, that like one yellow and white top in the shorts that matched, was to make this top for my friend. This is the first time, the only time, and probably the only ever time I will make some like a clothing item for somebody else, just because it's really difficult. I think when I made this, I actually went back and then I had to undo a few rounds and stuff because like I had no idea how it was gonna fit her, you know, like she wasn't like here the whole time able to try it on like what I do with my clothing items. I always, like when I'm making it, I'll like try it on as I'm making it every so often so that I can see if it'll fit. But when you make something for somebody else, you can't do that. So how do you know it's gonna fit until you're completed it and then they try it on and it's like, oh no, it doesn't fit, you know? So yeah, that was that item. It is cute. It is really cute. I don't know if it actually still, like, if it fits her. Like, I don't know if she still has it, to be honest. But it did take a painstakingly long time, which is another reason why I don't be crocheting clothing items for other people. No, that's just, it takes way too long. I'd rather that be something I just do for myself. But yeah, those are the honorable mentions. Anyway, so I hope sharing with you all of these items that I made maybe inspired you, or you found it interesting to see like how I progressed. And if you like this video, hit that like button. If you would like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified on future videos that I plan to make, because I do plan to make more crochet content. And if you didn't see my last video, check it out right here and follow my Instagram. I think I'll put it over there. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!